What's up? It's your girl, Queen Boss Lady, and I'm back with part 2 when God wanted me to tell my story. So, God wants me to rewind a little bit before I got this blessing. Um, like I said, my mother was doing witchcraft and voodoo on me too as well, and on my children too as well. And my mom she wasn't a good grandmother, she wasn't a good mother, and she wasn't a good grandmother. She never came and like got my children for the weekends. It would be like three times out the year my kids would go spend a night with her. So my daughter at the time was a baby. She was about 6 months old, and my mom wanted to come and get her. And I thought that was weird because my mom, if somebody don't like you, it doesn't matter if it's your mom. If they don't like you, they don't like your children. Point blank, period. It's no other way around it. So if a man does not like you, he does not like your child either. It doesn't matter if that child is his. Point blank, period. It's no way around it. And I want you guys to understand that and don't overstand that. Really take that in. Really let that sink in. So, my mom came and got my 6-month-old, and she got my other daughter, and my other daughter was with her dad. So all of a sudden, like 30 minutes later, I get a call from my mom, and she's like, and I'm like, oh my God, just tell me what happened to my baby. Like, don't take my child and then call me crying and panicking. And she was like, oh, we was just in a car accident. I'm like, what hospital you going to? Like, that's like, what hospital you going to? Because I'm going to meet you there. I'm about to go there. Like, that's it. And at the time, he had his other baby mama's car, and he was just driving around town, and he had her kids, and he was helping her. It's like everybody and everything was more important than me, because he wanted to show the community that I was not worthy of a man taking care of my children. Because let me explain something to you women. In the black community, or just period, when you meet people and they ask you these questions like, are your kids' father active in their lives, and are they in it, and you say no, that means that you did not choose wisely. That means that you wasn't smart enough to pick a strong enough mate to mate with, and that means you made it with something that was low and scum, and you can't even get him to take care of your child. You can't even get him to be present in your child's life. And I'm not saying that you are low or anything like that, but I'm just telling you how men think and how society thinks of you. And that's what he wanted to display to the community and to everyone, that had two eyes to see, is that he wanted to devalue me. He wanted to let it be known that and he even used to tell me that, like, you need to be knocked down a peg, like, you're too confident. He used to tell me that all the time, that I'm conceited, and I'm very much not conceited. I just like loving on myself. And so he feels like not being a goddamn street fighter and a ghetto bitch is being conceited. So it's just like we just came from two different worlds. He's a street nigga, he's a hood nigga, he's, I'm saying, real fucking hood nigga. But he was displaying that he wanted to change his life and turn his life around. That's what he sold me. Okay, and I bought it. But yes, this is what these men do, and because they do it, because they say, now you're not going to be able to find another man better than me, because men will take you as a joke. They will take you not serious. They're not going to step up to the plate. If you couldn't even get this nigga to step up to the plate and take care of his own kids, how are you going to get another man to step up to the plate and take care of his own kids? But ladies, you would notice that in society, when you have your child father is present in that child's life and is helping financially and is hands-on with that child, it's easy for another man to see that and say, okay, well, at least the relationship didn't work out, but she at least picked a high value man to mate with and to date with, and that man is active in that child's life, so I don't mind being a stepdad. So that's what his whole, like, kind of, it was a part of his motive. It was half his motive. The other half was take me out. But that was, he was doing humiliation rituals. So was my mom. So I call him and I'm like, your daughter was just in a car accident. And he's like, what that got to do with me? And I just felt my heart drop in my soul. I had never heard anything so disgusting. Like I said, I didn't, he made sure my car was scrapped and gone. And God allowed these things to happen because God said, I want you to see that with him attached to you, he will strip you of every blessing that I have for you. He's a blessing blocker. So I was just like so disturbed. I was like, I cannot believe you. I cannot believe you. Your daughter just got in a serious car accident. I need to get to the hospital. I need to see about my baby. Like, I'm panicking. I'm franticing. I don't know who to call. I was the only friend out of the whole group of girls that I used to hang with that had a vehicle. I didn't have anybody to call. So he ended up coming, and he was just talking so much shit. I was like, you know what, just turn me around, I will find another way. So my mom's friend ended up coming to get me. I made my way to the hospital and everything like that. He didn't call to see. This is how I know, like, he tried to even sacrifice my daughter, and then he tried to gaslight me, get a response out of me in a negative way. He didn't call and say, hey, how did everything go at the hospital? He didn't try to show up at the hospital either. Later on that night, I ended up getting so upset. I got on social media. Social media was like my weakness. And I got on social media and I talked shit about him, and I was like, you know what, I just made the biggest mistake of my life. Like, this man's daughter was literally in a car accident, and he won't even call and check on her and see if she's okay or anything. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, he's telling people in the community that I won't allow him to see his daughter. I won't allow him to see his daughter. I'm a bitter baby mom. I'm bitter because he doesn't want me. No, I'm actually happy that you don't want me. I'm actually happy because I let you go. And I had to remind him of that, like, so many times on so many different occasions. But like, when a boy is in the midst of devouring you and degrading you and belittling you and trashing you in front of the whole town, in front of the whole community, in front of anybody that has eyes and ears, he wants to paint this picture of you because he wants to keep the heat off of himself. He wants to be, certified as a real nigga, a street nigga, whatever. But, he's not doing anything real in my eyes. Like, it's all fake. It's all an illusion. It's all, I'm just going to grab you whatever comes out because I'm in the middle of my video. Like, here, grab it, right here. Grab it, hurry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He did not care. He did not care. And so I got my baby, we went home, and yeah, like I said, I got on Facebook, I talked crap about him. He still didn't call, on Facebook. And this is what he do. If I post a picture of his daughter, he'll heart it. But he hasn't called in weeks to check on her. But he's telling everybody in the community that I won't allow him to see his daughter. And it's like, okay. So fast forward to me having a meltdown and needing a break from my children. Because, mind you, like I just said, my mother was not a good grandmother. She would never get my kids and give me a break because she wanted to fuck with my mental state as well. That was one of her plans and one of her goals, but I'm going to keep focused on him because I'm going to do one at a time. So I got so angry and I told him that I needed a break. I needed some me time. Like, my daughter was 7 months old at the time. I had never had a break from her. And I'm like, no, you always have your other daughter. It's not fair. Like, no, you have your other daughter, and you can get your other daughter. You can have both of your daughters at once. And he was explaining to me, no, I can't have both of them at once because my daughter requires all of my attention. And I'm like, what is that to say to me? Like, and another thing, like, he wanted me to be so jealous of his relationship with his daughter. That's how sick he is. He wanted me to be jealous of a innocent child, an innocent baby, and at first it was working, but I had to stop myself. I had to retract. I had to correct myself. Yes, I had to check myself. I'm like, no, that is an innocent child. You is not finna start disliking no child or talking shit about no child. Like, I really had to check myself because I caught myself talking shit about this child, and and he was laughing at me and smirking at me. So I had to to check myself. I'm like, no, that's what the enemy wants. That's what the devil wants. But he wanted so bad and so much for me to be jealous of his relationship with his other daughter, because he was hands-on. Mind you, they're 3 months apart. They're 3 months apart. His daughter is 3 months older than the child we have together. So it's like, you was having fun at the same time making both of these children. So now you need to stand up and be a man and take care of both of them at the same time. And he did not want to do that. And I just needed a break. Just like I told him, okay, just give me like 3 hours. But he's the type of man that, he's the type of boy that he will punish you for even fucking with him. And that's what he was doing. He was like, no, bitch, I'm going to make you pay for even fucking with me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make your life a living fucking hell every day. You're going to be reminded of how you fucked with me and you got fucked up and you got fucked over. So I'm like, I just need 3 hours. And you know what? He was at his sister's house. Mind you, his sister stayed in the same complex as me too. And she would never get my daughter. I didn't trust her to get my daughter. She was an alcoholic. So I said, you know what? I pulled up. I had my baby in the baby bag. I walked in his sister's house and I said, now you got 2. You had fun making both of them, and now you're going to have responsibility for both of them. And I set the baby bag down, and I got in my truck, and I went back home. And I was like, okay, you know, I threw me a little dress on. I was like, I'm going to go get me a bottle of wine. I'm going to come back home, you know, fix me a dinner and have me a glass of wine. Woosah, get me some me time, and then I'll go and get my daughter. So I'm leaving out of the complex, and I see him flying down the road. And I instantly got angry because I didn't leave her car seat. I just left her in her baby bag. So I pulled behind him. He bust a right. I'll never forget it. He bust a right, and I bust a right. He bust a left, and then I bust a left, and then he bust another right. And so, like, you know, I'm behind you. Like, why are you flying with my daughter in the car? So when he stopped and he rolled down the window and I was behind him and I'm walking up, I'm like, why are you flying with my daughter in the car? I didn't give you her car seat. And he was like, man, fuck you, bitch, and fuck that baby. That baby ain't in the car with me. I don't even got that baby. That girl got your baby. Y'all, when I tell y'all, this was like a life or death moment with me. I just remember, it's like I turned into fucking RoboCop or some shit, because I promise you, like, I started moving so fast. I cannot throw, but I started moving and throwing shit, and I was hitting shit. I picked up a glass bottle so quick, and I chucked that bitch, and I threw it at the back of her car. I was trying to bust out her fucking windows. I was trying to hit him. And I just kept picking up bottles real fast and chucking them bitches and trying to hit him. And then, like, Spirit just stopped me and was like, and I just stopped and I was like, God, you know what? If you just lead me to my baby, if you just lead me to my baby, God, I won't ever drop my baby off with him again, God. I promise you, God. And I started just backing up, and he pulled off, scared. And I'm just backing up, and I'm like, God, I promise you, if you just lead me to my baby, I will never drop my child off with him again. And those words that he said just started playing in my head. Fuck you and fuck that baby. I don't got your baby. That girl got your baby. And mind you, I was not friends with any female out there in my complex. I didn't talk to those females. I was focused on, you know, getting out of there, getting into a better environment for me and my children. I wasn't any of those friends, any of those women out there friends. So I'm like, God, so I get in the car, and God is like, just go to your apartment complex. And I'm like, okay. So I get in my apartment complex, and I'm like, God, where do I go now? And he's like, pull up in front of your apartment. So I pull up in front of my apartment, and I'm just getting like overwhelmed just talking about it, because my baby didn't deserve that, you know. And then she's walking up now, and then I said, what now, God? He said, turn off the truck. So I turned the truck off, And he was like, your baby is right in front of you. It's the apartment right in front of you. And I just remember like giving God thanks and like calming myself down. And I got out and I knocked on the door. And you need to move around, sweetheart. And I don't want her hearing it, reliving it. I told her, but I don't. I'm sharing it with y'all now. And so I knocked on the door. And when she opened that door, y'all, and I saw my baby big brown eyes looking up at me, and she was holding my baby. My baby was wide alert. She was not crying or anything. I was just like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like I just kept telling her, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I just grabbed my baby and I went upstairs. I was like, I'm never going to leave you with him again. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm not going to do that ever again. Like, and I just knew at that moment, like, me getting a break is not important no more. Like, it's like my baby was on my hip. Like, I was not for it. I'm glad, like, my brother wife didn't come get her, or my brothers or my sisters or my mom, because I always had their children, because they wasn't responsible to me. They wasn't responsible enough. So that was just so, like, such a intense moment. So fast forward to me moving, God blessing me, because I stayed down and I just, let him go, be wild, be free, and God opened up a blessing for me. So I moved. I got a new rental. It was a rental car, but and I moved, and he was just fucked up. He was so mad. He was so angry, and so what he tried to do was bribe me with money. Then he wanted to, call me. I got some money I want to give you. He gave me $50 damn. I go buy her diapers and wipes, and then the next day he's like, pull up on me. I got some other stuff that I want to give you or whatever. And so I pull up on him. Now I went and got my nails done with my money, and he's looking at me all stupid and all weird because I got my nails done. He think that I went and took the $50, the 50 little dollars that he gave me. My child 8 months now, and he think that I went and got my nails done with it. So I'm like, you are so, like, that's what you called me over here for? You said you had something for your daughter, but you really called me over here to argue with you, and I'm not finna do it. So I did not let him know where my new apartment was. I told him that day, listen, if you want to give her something, I'll pull up to you, or we can meet at the store. And he was like, oh, you don't want me at your new house? Oh, you don't want me at your new place? I can't be at your new place. And then when he seen the new car outside, he went to blowing my phone up. And then he texted me talking about, oh, you got your new nigger up there, so you can't answer my phone call, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's my car outside. I'm focused on me. You need to do the same. Like, every other week you got a new girlfriend. Like, I feel sorry for your baby girl that you do have on your hip, because every other week she got a new mother. But so to just fast forward, I had to turn the rental car back in. So then I was back with no vehicle, and I did reach out to him, and I'm like, hey, could you bring me some diapers and some wipes? And he would be like, you just calling me because you want some dick. And I'm like, no, I'm actually calling you because your child needs diapers and wipes, and I don't have a ride to the store. Nah, you just calling me because you want some dick. I'm like, whew, okay. I did not trust him with taking my child, so I even lowered my standards. I went against what I promised God. I promised God that I would not deal with him anymore, but I went against what I promised God. And I said, you know what? Whenever you want to spend some time with her, I don't mind you coming to my house. I'll go in the room. You and your daughter can be out in the living room. And he came one time and he was like, oh, I'm finna take her with me. I'm finna take her with me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I mean, the wind knocked her over. Go find your sister. She got the skins. Then my bag's gonna fall. So I had went against what I promised God, you guys. Yes, I'm guilty, and I had to pay for it. I had to pay for it too. So, um, I was like, you are tripping again. You bugging out again. I hope you guys can see me. If not, yeah. So one day out of the blue, I said, you know what? I'm tired of going through this back and forth with you. After everything that I had gone through with him, and trust me, I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. Like his mom would attack me. He would tell me he's gonna get his mom to fight me. You know, he would tell girls that he's dating that I'm a crazy ass bitch and I ain't about shit and I don't got shit, and just, you know, he would talk so much shit about me, and he would try to bring me their information and just do weird shit and try to have me beat up, try to have me just different stuff that he would try to have me. So he called me out the blue. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna let the courts deal with it. Don't come to my house no more. This is after I called him about some diapers and wipes, and he yells at me, you just calling me because you want some dick. So I said, you know what? That was the last straw. I'm just gonna go put you on child support. I'm gonna let the courts deal with it, and I'm gonna just let the courts deal with it. So a week later, he called me out the blue, and he was like, you want some weed? And I was like, I don't care. I haven't really been smoking. And he was like, oh, I'm finna bring you some. I'm finna bring you some. And I was like, okay. Now, mind you, he can bring me some weed or some dick, but he can't bring no diapers, no wipes. He can't spend no time with his daughter. He can't take his daughter, and that's a generational curse. That's what my mother used to do with my dad. So I was not having it. Also, one day my mom. This was the second time, because like I said, only 3 times out of the whole year. So this time my mom came to pick up my daughters, and he was dropping off some. This was the second time ever dropping off diapers and wipes, right? And he reaches over me and give my mom $40, but didn't give me no money for my child, wouldn't give me no money for my bills, wouldn't give me no money. And he knew that I wasn't working. He knew that, you know, I just had a baby. He did not give a fuck. He all he wanted to do was all he wanted to do, but didn't really fucking do that, was diapers and wipes. So he brought me the weed and cigars and everything, right? So Spirit like, don't smoke that, y'all. I confess to that I am guilty of sometimes not even listening to my angels and my ancestors, and I have to pay for that. So I didn't smoke it. I hit it like 3 or 4 times, but the first time I hit it, I knew something was off about it. The second time I hit it, I knew for sure something was definitely off about it. So I put it out, and I just started coughing uncontrollably. It's like I could just taste chemicals. I could just taste something that was not right. I just started having a hard time breathing, and I began to cough like uncontrollably. And so I coughed up, I hacked up some stuff in the sink, and it was black. And I'm like, damn, he poisoned me. Like, he tried to literally take me out. Oh, I jumped too far ahead. He brought my baby a bag of clothes one day, and he just gave me the bag of clothes. I had a 62-year-old best friend. She was my neighbor. Me and her was like this. We were best friends, right? And he just gave me the bag and left. He didn't even spend no time with her. He didn't even nothing. So I'm like, oh, okay. trying a little bit. He get an E for effort, right? So I dig my hand in the bag. I pull out a black dress. And me and her just look at each other. And she like, oh, hell no, baby. Don't nobody buy their kids no black clothes. Don't nobody buy your no baby girl at that, no black dress. Unless y'all going to a funeral. It's a funeral coming up. I dig my hand in the bag again. I pull up a pair of black jeans. I dig and we just keep looking at each other like this is unreal. I dig my hand in the bag again. It's a black onesie. So fast forward to me coughing up black shit. I'm like, dang, he poisoned me, right? So I call him and confront him. I'm like, so what did you put in the weed? And he was like, what you talking about? I said, I know how to imitate people very well, so keep in mind that I'm imitating him. This is exactly how he talks. This is his persona. I said, I'm talking about how the weed, it tastes nasty. It got a nasty taste to it, and I just coughed and I hacked up black shit. And it's like, it's kind of hard for me to breathe right now, so what's going on? Like, I know you put something on the weed. Oh, I don't even smoke out of that bag. I'm smoking out a whole nother bag. So I'm smoking out a whole nother bag. Mind you, never said he didn't put nothing on the weed. Never said he didn't. So I'm like, cool. This was the last straw. This was the last straw for you, buddy. I said, once again, do not come to my house. If you come to my house, I'm going to call the police on you. Yes, street nigga. I'm going to call the police on you if you come to my house because you fucking poisoned me. You tried to take me out because I put you on child support because you don't. You need someone to intervene because you don't know how to stand up and be a man. Only thing you know how to do is act like a damn child and lay shit down. That's all you know how to do is lay shit down. You already been in jail for attempted murder, so all you know how to do is lay shit down. Okay, guys, I'm going to come with part 3.